It's always how I always start with the blah, blah, blah. Okay. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I have such a huge backlog of content to make, and then this happened, so now, I'm going to do a quick update video. Alright, so go read the description of this YouTube if you don't have time. But with that being said, I made a lot of good money off of Zilla, because remember, I always test a project out before I put it out publicly. And again, JJT is actually a mod in Zilla Finance. I think it was the one that told me about this originally. So, the loss, quote unquote losses, they're not really losses because I haven't actually dumped anything. It's actually going pretty well. So I don't want to say how much I made, but I got back like at least half or maybe 2/3 of my money because remember I chose to do Zshare AVAX liquidity pool. I'm actually noticing that's actually probably the best thing you want to do. Yeah. But anyway, and yeah, the price is already going back up. So basically what happened was apparently the boardroom was printing too much Zilla, right? Which I guess was giving out too many rewards, and the dev had to just yank the whole thing basically. So he made an announcement just a short while ago, and pretty much everything's tanking. So Zilla's tanking because they're retiring Zilla, right? So that's why everyone's dumping it, because that's what the announcement says. And then everyone has to buy Zshares, which is nice for me because that's exactly where I'm situated. So the reason why everything's tanking is obviously there's just mass panic. People are flooding. People are saying rug pull, rug pull, rug pull. Apparently this has happened twice now. So if it was a rug pull, the devs would have just left after the first time this boardroom bullshit happened. Obviously they did not leave, and it doesn't look like they will leave here. Now, with that being said, I actually need to check the Discord because this thing was actually at like $250, and then now all of a sudden I'm streaming. So let me see what it says. Zilla Discord. I don't see anything new here. Yeah, it's what I thought it was. Yeah, it's what I thought it was. Yeah, so basically what happened was Zshares dropped all the way down, only down here to $111, $120, and then people bought the dip. You can kind of see the green candle here, and then they dumped to take profit, and then now it's going back up because obviously people realize this is actually legit. But the devs just have to. Well, David Zilla, I guess he's one guy, has to fix the problem. So yeah, hey man, hey Power4. So basically, what has to happen. All right, so first of all, do not buy Zilla, or unless you're going to do the high risk play that I'm about to tell you at the end. But just do not buy this because it's being retired. So this thing is supposed to go to zero, right? Because the problem is Dev has to change the boardroom contract, which prints this Zilla, which means they have to change everything except Zshares. So pretty much, if you don't know what to do, unfortunately, if you're in Zilla token, you just got fucked. So here are your two options, and this also leads up to the little gamble play. Now the announcement said dump all your Zilla and break up your zilla-avax to go into Zshares. That's one option, and that's really what most people should do, and just eat the loss. A second option, and this is what I figured out, and of course I told everyone in the crypto Discord, but I think in this case I'll probably tell people, because if people are down bad and they're like flooding and panicking, then this is another alternative. Now you know that Zilla is going to go to zero, but you don't know when, because the dev has to fix the contract and then he has to test it for 6 epochs, he said, right? So 6 epochs is 36 hours. So I don't know if he has to wait the full 36 hours or if he can accelerate. So I don't know when the new Genesis pool is going to come out for Zilla Finance, where you're going to use Zshares and Zshare-avax liquidity pool to form the new Zilla token. So what you can do is you can actually, seriously? Oh, because I have to log into my stupid MetaMask. Give me a second here. Switch to AVAX. Okay. Alright, so what you can do is, yeah, it's what I thought it was it's what I thought was happening. So the gamble is you actually stake zilla-avax LP even though you know it's going to go to 0, because what's happening is everyone is leaving the pool, and thus the daily APR is going through the roof because there's less people in the liquidity pool. And what that means is you're getting free Zshares. So this is an alternative way to get Zshares, but it's very high risk because you know that this thing's going to 0, so you have to dump it beforehand. So there's a possible arbitrage opportunity, and the reason why you see people going into this pool against what the devs said in the announcement is because they figured out what I'm telling you now. So it's a high risk play, but basically what you can do is if the price of Zilla can remain relatively the same, which right now is $1.86, you can basically perform an arbitrage. That's basically what you're trying to do. High risk arbitrage. All right, I can attempt something like this because I can figure. I'm good with math, numbers, technology, and I'm fast, right? So my mind is fast and soft. So I can do something like this. But for most of you, you probably don't want to take that risk, right? There's nothing wrong with just going into Zshares or Zshare-avax, all right? Either one will work, all right? Because those are the only two tokens and whatever's that will actually be able to stake the new Zilla token. So basically, let's say you take the risk and you think that the fix will not come out for say 2 days. So what you can do is farm this now, get a shit ton of Zshares at this interest rate, and then tomorrow, or maybe you wait 6 hours before day number 2, right? You have to factor in eating and sleeping and doing whatever it is you normally do, and then break up your zilla-avax LP and then profit. Now, the reason why you want to do something like this is because right now the daily APR is 31. I mean, it's fluctuating like crazy. Yeah, because you can get more Zshares doing zilla-avax, but it's obviously higher risk, higher reward. I personally just think you should just simply do this. Like, if you don't want to deal with any of that shit, which is really, you should not deal with this, just go into Zshare-avax or just simply hold Zshares. All right, if you don't want to deal with this too. But, you know, I was already doing the Zshare-avax because the one reason why I didn't want to deal with the boardroom when I first got into this was because at the time Zilla was under peg, which means I don't produce any money. So it's like I'm locking up my Zshares on all my liquidity and money for no reward. I'd rather just do Zshare-avax and take. See, there's always a rule I have. I don't always go for the highest APR. I go for the highest APR that is safe and liquid. All right, and it paid off for me here. Now, Dow King did a video about piggy finance, which I initially ignored, but then he convinced me in the Elite Discord to change my mind, so I went into piggy finance. Now, I wound up doing the piggy finance boardroom. So when this opportunity showed up for Zshares, because I was right there when it brought out that I needed to buy this, I immediately went to my piggy finance boardroom and I go, oh shit, I can't withdraw my piggy coins until like, you know, 2 or 3 days from now. But I thought about what if I just did the piggy finance P shares to AVAX liquidity pool. Then I would have been fine. And then I would have bought Zshares basically at a 90% discount. So that's a perfect example why I'm now convinced that I should be doing the liquidity pools. Because I'm liquid, right? That probably means for Rip Day Finance I have to do that too. Even though, yeah, well, that's probably better, right? Even though I'm going to make more money technically in the boardroom, right? But not that much more. So I'd rather just stick with the stupid liquidity pool, right? Because I can always pull money out and break this apart if I need to, if I identify another opportunity. So yeah. So even I still make mistakes. Luckily, it's a very somewhat small mistake, I guess, right? Because other people are getting killed right now. So that's pretty much it. And then right now this thing will just play itself out. But yeah, I managed to just try to buy whatever I could. I wound up spending like, I don't know, how much did I want? I guess I spent I think I spent like $450, and I got basically like 83% of a Zshare. So so assuming it was back at like, you know, 900, 1,000, or 1,100, I mean, I got it kind of at like a 50% discount, I guess. I would have gotten a lot more had I been able to convert my piggy shares into cash, cold hard cash, because I wanted to put in like $900, and then buy this clown dip at $150, because this dip got bought up really quick. Like we're talking like literally like 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes or something. But whatever, I'm still telling you, a lot of people are getting killed, so I'm not gonna complain too much. So I'm still making good daily APR. Obviously, I'm part of this, right? I'm not gonna tell you how much I have in here. I've been pulling profits this whole time, right? I actually have not really compounded Zshares except since like day one. Everything else I've been pulling out shit tons of money to buy up other projects. And it worked out really well in my favor because, basically, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get more. So that's pretty much it. I want to keep this video short because I need to do a quick video for Sphere Finance because I always promised I was going to make it. But because I'm so backlogged on freaking videos, so that's the play. You want to risk it for the biscuit and go zilla-avax LP to maximize your Z-share farming. I mean, here's the thing too. The more that people figure out what I just told you, and now that I did this video, the more people are going to go into this, and the daily APR goes down anyway. So again, it's only up by like 6-7%. I think you're just safer just doing Z-shares. Can't go wrong with the Z-shares. Unless, of course, the developers decide to just leave. Well, it's really a developer. David Zilla decides to just give up on the project. Then we're all fucked. But, I don't know. He's been battling pretty hard. He's been battling pretty hard. So, and it doesn't look like he's backing down on this problem either. So, on the mods, I mean, I'm like 50-50 with mods just banning fudders. Because on the one hand, people did just lose a lot of money, so they should be allowed to vent. On the other hand, it is kind of a problem to, let them run their mouth. Plus, if they run their mouths, it tanks the price of Z-shares, and then I could buy the dip, So that's another reason why I realized that it might be a good idea to just not, to allow a little bit of free speech here. But whatever, there's going to be a lot of fun and uncertainty, so you could just wait this out if you want to. I'm going to be eyeing it. I'll be buying up a little bit here and there, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. And TVL has just tanked to what? It's still okay, 416K. So yeah, and then even Zilla itself, the old token that will be retired soon, is still $1.90. So take your pick. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you in the next video. It'll be about Sphere Finance because he's come up with the. Sim has come up with new articles, so now we actually can talk a little bit more in detail about what it's going to do. I'm going to make that quick too, because again, I got family coming over, so I got to deal with that. So anyway, quick, nice video. See you in the next one. Thanks. I don't know, maybe share in the Discord too for Zilla Finance as well. That probably will help. I'll make sure to post the link too, but yeah. All right, well, whenever David Zilla gets the fix around, he'll get it fixed. But in the meantime, yeah, I'll just get a reduced income. But to be honest, I'm actually just going to hoard my Z-shares. I will pair it up with AVAX if Z-shares goes up enough. Right now, it's not high enough. I want it to go to at least 600, and then I'll consider it. Anything below 600, I'm just going to hoard my Z-shares, and then let this thing play out. Because if I do it now and then price drops, I lose a lot of money due to impermanent loss. So it's actually better for me to just keep doing what I'm doing and hoard Z-shares. If I buy it, I just leave it as Z-shares. I don't do anything with it. All right. So, yeah.